Presence is out. Presence is reviewed and discussed right now.
Okay, so this is a supernatural horror thriller from Steven Soderbergh, the prolific multi-hyphenate behind, well, Sex, Lies and Videotapes, the Oceans remake franchise, Erin Brockovich, for which Julia Roberts won an Oscar, Traffic, for which Benicio del Toro won an Oscar, Contagion, which was that movie which was made in 2011, but then everybody started watching during lockdown because it seemed so horribly prescient. Magic Mike, the first one, which is now a West End stage show, and much, much more. Soderbergh, if you remember, officially retired from filmmaking in 2016. Since when he's made up-teen films, he hasn't slowed down at all. So it was just like, I'm retiring. No, I'm not. Anyway, so this is the new Soderbergh, although it's not. It's the old new Soderbergh, because there's already a new Soderbergh, Black Bag, in the bag, which opens in the US in March, and will be here pretty soon. So Presence is written by David Koepp, and I looked David Koepp up to remind myself of his credits, which include Jurassic Park, Mission Impossible, Carlito's Way, but Angels and Demons. He is apparently the 9th most successful screenwriter of all time in terms of US box office, with total gross receipts of over $2.3 billion for films that he's written. So he directed, do you remember Stir of Echoes that we reviewed when we were together ages and ages ago? And I said it should have been called Pond of Wood. Anyway, so the star of Presence is a house, a suburban home, which we're introduced to at the beginning. There is a camera, Soderbergh's camera, because he's his own DP, walking around the building, showing us a kind of POV, like the POV of a lost spirit. Then this family come to the house to buy it, to move in. This is Lucy Liu's Rebecca, Chris Sullivan's Chris. They've got 2 kids. They've got this teenage boy called Tyler, who's bratty, and then this troubled daughter, Chloe, played by Clin Liang. And Chloe very rapidly senses something in the house, maybe a poltergeist, maybe watching her, maybe moving around her books. Has anyone else seen it? Here's a clip.
No, I haven't felt or sensed anything unusual here. Do you mean like
a presence?
No. Have you?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
I'm not sure I want to.
Okay, maybe you and me can talk later.
At first I just sensed it, and then things moved.
Moved?
Yes.
What things?
A lot of things. I saw it.
You saw it? You saw things move?
I saw the aftermath.
The brother, the son, sort of sneers at his sister. He's very wrapped up in this friendship that he has with this kid that he's met, who soon takes a shine to Chloe. And this kid is played by Wes Mulholland, which is a name which is rather like being called East Finchley. Anyway, and he's got kind of slimy creep written all over him, despite his constant assurances to Chloe that you're in control. This is all you. You're in control of everything. Meanwhile, the central character, Lucy Liu's character, she's sunk into her work. We hear her on the phone. She's done something wrong at work, and she's in danger of maybe being prosecuted. Her marriage seems to be on the rocks because we hear her husband on the phone at one point discussing some kind of legal issues. So what plays out basically is a domestic drama. I mean, domestic drama not unlike a Mike Leigh film, for example, in which we see people who, there are cracks in the family, but we see it through the eyes of what seems to be a wandering spirit, which is an interesting, wandering spirit POV point of view. And then it sort of mutates into a much darker drama about coercion and abuse and worse. Now, some of it is creepy and disturbing. Some of it is observant and interesting. Some of it is nasty and, I have to say, a bit silly. I think the best you can say is it's an interesting genre experiment. It's got some good ideas. It does feel like a filler between more substantial projects, but Soderbergh does this quite a lot. He does these kind of experimental things like Kimi, which was also written by Koepp. And you remember that film Unsane, when Claire Foy found herself in an asylum that she couldn't argue her way out of because whatever she said made her sound crazy. The sort of the spirit camera thing is a nice idea. It's short. It's under 90 minutes long. There are some nice twists. I have to say, I think that when it gets nastier, the nastiness felt oddly unearned, and also I think somewhere between. And I don't want to give anything away, but I think that there are some people who will feel the film doesn't have the right to do what it does because it gets into an area that is pretty sensitive. And it, in a way, because it does that, it makes me wish that the movie was more substantial, which it was never going to be. But it is a sort of, this is one of those things that you can imagine Soderbergh going, oh, I wonder what would happen if we did this. Oh, we did it. There we are. It's fine. Now on to the next one. I said the next one is coming down the pike pretty soon. So it is definitely an incidental Soderbergh movie. I think it's too incidental to carry the weight of the ideas that it ends up dealing with, but it's not without interest. And you can't knock the guy's productivity. I mean, this is a retired filmmaker who's making films that makes Ridley Scott look like he's asleep on the job, frankly.